Hey everybody, welcome to TLC Bear 2. It's Friday. I'm back and making videos today. I don't know, last 3 days kind of went anyway. We're back, and I'm going to kind of touch on a couple of things today. A while back somebody said, hey, kind of do a little thing on your torque wrenches. Oh, okay, well, here we go. Yes, I've got a few torque wrenches. This one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one are mine. This one here is not mine. Excuse me. Anyway, no prior. Here's an old Newton meter, centimeter, kilogram ones. I've got a chart around here to change it over to foot pound or to inch pounds or whatever, get it close, but it's just a little 3/8 drive. It's old pull tile, tile. Here's a foot pounder, and here you look at it. According to that, it's already got 5 pounds on it, so that's the only problem with these old ones. Something like this, you gotta, and that one's a 1/2 inch drive, so something like this, you gotta kind of watch which way you go. So you got that one. Was this one pointing on 0? I got it is. So you got that. This here is a 1/2 inch clicker, and I'm noticing lately here I am having a little bit of trouble. It sure looks like a snap-on knockoff. I mean, that really close to being a snap-on head. Probably could drive out this rivet and put a new snap on there and have a... Anyway, this one here, sometimes it's clicking, sometimes it's not. Something's wrong with it. But that kind of goes along with this one here. That one I bought at CarQuest. This one, this one's getting some age to it. I bought this from J.C. Whitney. This is an old J.C. Whitney $2.49 torque wrench that I bought years ago. And you know, this thing is pretty reliable yet. This would have been bought back in, oh, 87, 88. I bought this one. And again, it's a clicker. A very well used clicker, but this, I don't use it for doing motors anymore. And just like this one here, now I'm questioning using that one for doing motors anymore because it's not clicking when it's supposed to. Well, then you guys remember when I got this one. I got this at the pawn shop. Let's see, unless the battery just died. Okay. Now I just put fresh recharged batteries in there. And is it going? Yeah, you guys. There's, you can see it flashing. That's fresh recharged batteries. And I found out, and I didn't leave them in there. I took them out. This is nice because this is basically 3 torque wrenches in one. It's on inch pounds. There's Newton meters, and then there's foot pounds. So it's basically 3 torque wrenches in one. And it's nice, but for me, there's, okay, this one doesn't have the flashing lights to let you know when you've gone too far, or it's just got the beep. And it's not a cheap torque wrench. I think this thing's like $350, $400 new. I sure didn't pay that for it. But okay. Well, that's a good one, but I'm noticing I don't always hear the sound, and that, well, it beeps and it vibrates. This one does. And it's good. Well, then I borrowed the boss's thinking this. I showed this the other day. This one here is a 100 to 600 inch-pound torque wrench. Looks the same as, and I thought this was the foot-pound one. That's why I borrowed the boss's. But then I bought this one. See, and that's the foot pounder. Looks basically the same. Well, like I said about that one, and that's a clicker. So I know when both those are clickers. But this inch-pound one, I don't, well, there might be, after reading in the new manual, there is some stuff, so I'll probably use his. And well, then I also got this Sears Craftsman. This is an inch-pound clicker too, and that's been a handy little torque wrench. And I can hear you guys out there now going, how come so many torque wrenches? Well, that's motor work, this is motor work, this is motor work. Oh yeah, and then I forgot this guy. This is another, and that's, no, that was a ratchet set that I just, maybe I did. I didn't pay that for that one, but anyway, this little guy is another little El Cheapo inch-pound torque wrench, which I have used a couple of times, and now I'm questioning whether or not it did right. It don't feel, after using and having it click a couple times, it don't feel right. All these torque wrenches, like this one, if it was the last torque wrench I had and I had to finish a motor, I probably would still use it. This one, not so much, because I mean, it almost acts like it's dirty, but as clean as it is, you see here, that's as clean as it's always been. So I don't know what happened to that one. I've got the package for it. I might actually see if maybe return that one. But all these torque wrenches got their certain place. Like this one here. What would you do? Would you go when you're tightening? Would you subtract 5 pounds? Because that's what it looks like it's over. Going that way. But if you're going the other way, if you're doing one that tightens that way, what do you do? So this one, in theory, is just around because these all got their places in the shop. And how to say this without having to come out wrong. There are certain things that you work on doing mechanics. Like my old farm tractor. Okay, if I'm torquing something down on that, I'd probably use one of these older ones, or one of these that wasn't feeling like it was clicking right. Yeah, you could end up over tightening or not tightening enough, but on an old tractor like that, it was kind of a hit and miss back in the day when those things were built. So yeah, but like on these motors I've got coming up, I'm sitting here, if everything works out, guys, if everything falls into place and everything works out, I've got 8 motors to build right now. And speaking of that, I got called from the machine shop today. He said, hey, don't come down today. He says, come down tomorrow morning. And he says, they're ready. He says, they're done, but he had to leave. Cousin, he said, our age, died from Parkinson's disease. So, and that might be part of why that guy's been stressed out, knowing that his cousin wasn't in good shape and that they're having the funeral. So, irregardless, tomorrow I'll go pick up motors. So that's 2 of the, yeah, I've got 8 motors to build. Maybe 9 if one works out. So yeah, there's some motor building coming up. So that's where the good torque wrenches are going to be. Yes, I will use this. I'm going to take the batteries out of it. I'm using recharge. I do notice it seems like this torque wrench will drain the batteries fairly fast. Why? I don't know. But it does. It don't make sense. But that's just like, you know, I've got a set of Sears Craftsman wrenches down here. I've got some wrenches up there on the wall. I've got some wrenches in the toolbox. Come on, quit Sonying us. I've got wrenches over there in the toolboxes. But these wrenches, and you know, I thought there for a while I was getting stupid on having wrenches. You know what? I did not realize how much differences are in wrenches the way they're made. Like that, the bend on the angle. I've got wrenches that are perfectly flat. I got the Craftsman that got a little bend. It's amazing to get on some fasteners. Okay, yeah, you call out for a 9/16, you go to use this 9/16 and it don't fit. But you go get another 9/16 made by another manufacturer and it fits perfect. It really blows my mind on having all these different wrenches, on how many different times I end up using all of them to get one job done. And that's why some mechanics got such big toolboxes, because sometimes to do a job you got to have a different kind of wrench, and just everything's got its place and time and use. And some of these torque wrenches, I don't know, I might just break down and go ahead and get rid of them. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this one here, this snap-on one here, the foot pounder, the one I had that I sold years ago, which was exactly the same thing as this, I put a lot of motor widths together with that, and that's a good snap-on one, and everything was staying consistent. But when I was building with this one, I found out, oh, I'm over tightening stuff, and kind of explained a few things. And you know, I don't know what happened to the torque wrench that I replaced this one with. Maybe that was when I got the snap-on one. I don't know. But anyway, these tools will never last forever. They break down, they wear out. And yeah, so that's the torque wrenches I've got as of right now. So I've got 3 excellent torque wrenches, and that would be the snap-on here, this snap-on, and the Sears Craftsman. These other 5 are questionable. Those would be like for use on the farm, like doing wagon running gears or bolts on a shit spreader, or something that more than likely won't be going down the road. So that's that on these torque wrenches and that. So I guess we'll stop there with this segment. And well, maybe this might be its own segment explaining my torque wrenches. I'm going to turn around and start on my green 97 Chevy today, because I got to get this out of here. And I got to get organized and ready to bring stuff home for the motors. So, anyway, I think that's what I'll do. I bet you this is long enough on the torque wrenches. We're going to have another 2 video days. This is just a quick topic on my torque wrenches. Nothing special. Somebody kind of asked about it, and you know, I thought today was the day to do it. So, anyway, thanks for watching TLCB2, and we'll be back.